Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Happy happy Monday. Got the candle going. Uh as always, big candle guy. My wife got me a new candle, so we're burning a big candle this morning. It is tree trimmings. Um Smells like Christmas trees. So it smells like I have a Christmas tree on my desk. So we love that. We love that. If you have any favorite candles, drop in the chat. I want to know. I want to know your favorite holiday candle. Because I'm always looking to buy some more. I'm going to spend my kids' education fund on candles this Christmas. So I don't know what y'all did this weekend, but the Destin family, we got our Christmas decorations up. It's really early, but for those of you who did not know, me and the wifey are expecting our third kid at the end of December. So we went ahead and put up the Christmas ornaments, the Christmas decorations now, because we're going to take it down probably the day after Christmas because baby number 3 is going to get here super quick. Yeah, new glasses. Also try some new glasses. Let me know if you don't like them. Let me know. I'm honestly genuinely curious. Do you like the glasses? Let me know. Let me know your favorite candle too. Right, a little bit of a grab bag this morning. New glasses, favorite candle. We love that, Mark. It's so good to see you. Sebastian's good to see you too. Ricardo, and just great to see you, buddy. Built a quite congratulations. Built a nice. I'm assuming Stream desktop rig or Steam. I don't know what a Steam desktop rig is, Mark. Also, you with a raccoon. By the way, I've always wanted a raccoon as a pet. I just want to say that. Like I'm obsessed with raccoons. I think raccoons. I think I would love a raccoon. So Mark, I don't know if that's your actual raccoon, but I would love a raccoon. Yeah. So let me know if you like the glasses. Emre, thanks, big dog. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right. So for those of you tuned in, welcome. Give a quick overview again. This Guidance Counselor 2.0. Been doing the show for almost 6 years now. 6 years, kind of crazy. For those of you tuning in, basically this whole show is just to really help you throughout your job search, to give you practical, tactical pieces of advice to guide you through your job search. For those of you tuning in who know what I do, you're probably like, Taylor, you've done some streams lately with no guest, where the guest we're taking a break from guests. I think it's always good to change things up. I think if you do the same content over and over and over again, people's eyes glaze over. Also too, I've been so busy. I just haven't done a good job of getting people on the show, but it also really coincides. Torque, the platform, we're about to drop our new platform. It's coming. Actually, V1 is already out. So if you go check your Torque platform, the new design is dropped. It's really pretty. But we're going to be able to control a lot of the content on the platform. That's kind of the whole job of the community team. And so one of the things I want to do is I want to work through publicly with you all really just about how to find a job. And so I'm going to be doing pretty much solo shows for the rest of the year. We're going to talk about how to practically, tactically go through the job search. If you have not caught my streams yet, they're on the Torque YouTube, torque.dev YouTube. I've done a resume review stream, how to write a resume. I've done how to write a LinkedIn. I went over on last Friday a tweet from Wes Boss. If you do not follow him, from Syntax, great follow. And we went over just around the job search, kind of a little bit of state of the job search. And so today I want to talk about job boards. For some reason, this is not talked about enough. And so I want to talk about it. I'm going to pull up Chat GPT. And we're going to go through this. So for those of you watching, please say, hey, we'd love to hear from you. Let me know where you tuned in from, what city, state. I always love to hear. We had some people from Africa like 2 weeks ago on the stream. So that was really, really cool. But first off, want to get through kind of some housekeeping announcements. First off, want to give a shout out to AppRight. I am a hero for them, AppRight Hero Program. Me and Jason Torres are both AppRight heroes. So go check them out. Great crew, great product, and highly recommend checking them out. If you do go check them out, please let them know the Torque Boys sent you. Also, listen, we have a lot going on, and we're going to hit the ground running in 2026. I'm actually heading down to Atlanta tonight to meet up with Brianna and Jason for kind of some planning for Torque Community 2026. But one of the two things I want to announce, first off, I want to announce that we've launched our ambassador program, right? The signups are going to be open for another 3 weeks. Looking at the calendar, probably closed up the first week of December. We have 50 folks already signed up. If you were an ambassador last year, we need you to re-sign up just so we can have all the data in one spot. Also to see just how committed you are, right? If you were an ambassador last year and you didn't sign, if you don't sign up again, it's like, all right, well, no worries, but we're gonna move on. So please go sign up. It's on the Torque.community page. Also, if you want to go, if you scroll down a little bit more and you need a mentor, one of the things we're really going to be focusing on more of is the mentor mentee program. Our first cohort, we had about 10 groups in our first cohort. I would say probably success rate is 50%, which is pretty good. So we have about 5 groups still going, and about 2 or 3 groups really doing really well. So we're going to fine tune it, make the mentor mentee program better next year. So if you're looking for a mentor or you want to be a mentor, go to Torque.community, scroll down, sign up. It's going to be a great time. Again, we're going to put more emphasis around the ambassador program and mentor mentee program. Again, we kind of have concluded year 1 of the Torque community team. A lot of it was just getting everything set up, getting things going, getting our process going. So 2026 is going to be about refinement, making things more meaningful. So we're super pumped about it. Also, listen, if I'm getting a lot of texts lately, or a lot of tweets lately, like, hey, I didn't know you were doing this. Hey, I didn't know you were doing that. Listen, if you want updates on what we're doing at Torque, when I go live, you can text live to this number. This is actually my number. Whoop, almost hit me in the face with a microphone. That kind of hurt. Text this number. When we do events, like we're throwing a private event in Atlanta, I text the Atlanta people, right? I can kind of segment off people based off where they're at. And if we're doing cool stuff, I'm gonna text the group. I get a lot of people tweet at me in my DMs going, hey, I didn't know you were doing this. It's like, listen, you have no excuse. You have a direct line to me with the cell number. Follow us on Twitter. I would follow Torque.dev on Twitter, if I'm going to be honest with you. X. We do a lot of updates, and Blue Sky. We're on Blue Sky as well. If you don't do X that much. So again, we are all over the place. So really, to be honest, and we're in the Discord. So there's just absolutely no excuse if you miss an event we do. Again, our Discord link is torque.dev/Discord. All right. A few more comments this morning. Tune in. It's good to see you, brother. Jeremy, it's good to see you. Yeah, new site looks dope. 100% agree. Jason, it's good to see you, buddy. Hey, I didn't know you had a phone number. Yeah, I have a phone number. All right, cool. All right, so let's talk about job boards, right? Let's dive in. So job boards. Also, nobody put up a candle recommendation, so I'm assuming none of y'all are fun and like Christmas candles. So job boards. I do a lot. I have a lot of conversations. I do some one-on-one coaching sessions on the weekends for people who really need more support. I obviously, if you need help, jump into the Torque Discord. Everybody helps you. We have such a welcoming community. But if you do want more one-on-one, that's something I offer on the side on the weekends. And so I talk with a lot of people. And I'm like, do you have your resume up on job boards? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, what are you doing? Right. So I want to go to, I'm going to do some screen sharing here. So the first job board that I would recommend, well, first I would recommend Torque. I mean, because we are a job board, we are a jobs platform. I would sign up on Torque, right? I have a referral code. DM me if you're not signed up yet. Would love to get you on there. But yes. Yeah. Magnolia had custom candles. I got a custom candle when I spoke at Magnolia a few years back. It is a great candle. Naz, it's good to see you this morning. All right. So the first job board, and here's the deal about job boards, y'all. I would always have your resume on job boards. I would, even if you're not looking, I would just have them up there. Right. I think to the extent of how many job boards you have your resume on is another conversation, but I think you always need to have your resume on job boards, right? And so, the first, I'm gonna share my screen. The first job board I want to talk about is Dice, right? So Dice.com. Dice.com was big in 2011 when I started recruiting, and it's still big now. Again, I always reference my Jerome Hardaway conversation I have on Guidance Counselor 2.0. If you go back on any app store, you can go back and listen to it. But Jerome breaks down all this stuff. and breaks down his job search. And one of the biggest platforms, again, this is not sponsored by by Dice by any means, but the biggest platform that he got the most success on is Dice. So Dice, you have to be in tech to be on Dice, right? And one of the things that Dice does in general is Dice judges your activity based off when you log in, right? Which I think is a very simple thing. You know, as we continue down to Torque platform and working with Canon, our head of product, and kind of how job seekers operate, Dice has kept it really simple. Every time you log in to Dice into your profile, you automatically get pushed to the top of your to the very top of the job search of the search criteria, right? And so for me, when it comes to Dice, highly recommend it, right? Highly recommend Dice. Get your profile on there. It's huge, right? I know a lot of recruiters use it for tech. It allows us to sift through the noise, right? So prime example, Career Builder. I haven't really heard much about Career Builder, but so one of the difficulties that I've had when it comes to the job search when I was recruiting is that when I would go on Career Builder and I would type in quality assurance analyst or QA, I would get like construction workers, right? There's a lot of noise. And so dice.com does a really good job with that. I also too, listen, I can't believe I'm saying this. If you are on the job search and you need help on job boards, go to ChatGPT, right? So let's work through this exercise together. So if I am a software engineer, what job boards should I be on? What job board should I be on? Right. So let's try this. Let's see what pops up. So for me, again, the whole purpose of job boards is that it's working for you, right? And I'm going to talk about this again, but there's 4 buckets that you need to look at when you're on the job search. It's direct outreach, it's job boards, it's your actual contacts in your phone book, and it's networking events, right? Networking. For me, a lot of times when I get on a call with these people who don't know about job boards, I literally go to Chat GPT and I literally just Chat GPT, right? So first off, LinkedIn in general, I think is a good place, obviously, to have your profile, right? Stack Overflow jobs, I think is great, right? Well Found, right? This is another one, formerly AngelList talent, right? Best for startups, right? Hired.com, right? Reverse marketplace, companies apply to you. That's really cool. I didn't know about that. Hired.com. I'm going to check that out. Torque.dev. That's pretty cool. I don't know if it pulled up Torque.dev because, like, in Chat GPT, I say I'm at Torque.dev. But the fact that Chat GPT, again, this goes into kind of marketing and not SEO, but AI SEO, like Torque.dev, right? I think it's incredibly important. Auta.com. Never heard of Auta. Curated startup and company listings, including company insights. Again, the whole point is you got to use this stuff. Like, use Chat GPT to help start you on your job search, right? Like there's a few, like, I have never heard of Hired.com, reverse marketplace, companies apply to you, and OTTA.com, curated startup and tech. I've never heard of those two, right? Then it goes into remote first, right? So there's remote okay jobs, there's we work remotely, there's flex jobs, right? And then you get into niche jobs, right? So this is so I had this on the slide for my keynote, All Things Open. But let's say I want to get into AI and I'm a back-end engineer right now. What AI specific job boards should I consider? Yes, I know that Chat GPT. That's why I'm saying it, right? So here's some AIjobs.net, arguably the best known AI only job board, curated across ML, data science, ML ops. That's great. Machine learning jobs, global ML engineering and AI research listing. AI Jobs Global, another curated site. So again, like, if you're looking at these things, again, Torque.dev, that's pretty cool that we popped up, right? YCOM jobs, Well Found. Again, Well Found keeps popping up. If you follow Pragmatic Engineer, he pulled a lot of data from Well Found. I would highly look into that, right? TopTal, it's kind of a competitor of Torque. Look into them. Upwork, kind of the same thing. I would be concerned with Upwork. It's not a lot of full-time jobs. It's more kind of gig economy. but then also to Brain Trust, right? Higher end freelance networks, right? Community driven jobs, right? Again, of course, LinkedIn and Twitter get popped up. But again, it kind of it starts to go through these with you, right? Again, incredibly important. I think auto change. Welcome to the jungle. Yeah, that's funny. So for me, it's like if you are having problems getting started on your job search, use chat gpt to get started, right? Again, the whole point of job boards is that it's kind of a set it up once, let it work for you. Right now, here's where we're kind of going, and I talked about this in the resume stream I did last week. I would have a job board, I would have a job specific email if I were you, because here's the deal. You start to have these jobs, you start to have your resume on all these job boards, the incoming traffic. Now, will a lot of it be spam? Sure, it will. There's always going to be spam when it comes to the job search, but that's why I truly, truly believe you need a job search specific, you need a job search specific email so you can keep track of everything and you can create folders and be able to kind of track all that stuff. Right, incredibly important. Let's walk through, and also another thing too. Right, I again, Torque, same thing. Right, join Torque. It's kind of a set it and forget it, right? If you this allows you to cover a lot more ground, right? And so, again, going back to the 4 pillars: outreach on your own, like cold outreach, job job applying, job boards, and then the contact list in your phone. Like if you have all those 4 working for you, you're going to be incredibly efficient on your job search. I think one of the biggest issues I see is that not a lot of people use job boards, and it's just not talked about, which is why I want to do the stream, right? Like the stream could literally be use job boards, use chat GPT and see what job boards you should look at. Thanks. Bye. I mean, we're kind of already there, right? I'm going to use this time up for the next 14 minutes to ask questions, but that's really it, right? Laravel jobs, right? I know Jason and the Torque team are really good friends with a lot of Laravel people. Like, if you are in the Laravel universe, there is Laravel jobs. Like, there's a actual job board just for Laravel jobs. Talking to Matt Stoffer, who I had on my show 2 weeks ago, right? He specifically says, like, he goes and he posts his jobs to Laravel job boards. I think the more niche you can get with job boards, the better, right? I would pick 1 or 2 general ones. Probably, if I were to go on the job search right now and I was an engineer, I'd probably just do Dice and Wellfound. Those 2 seem to have the most momentum right now. But then if you want to niche down, let's say you're a front end engineer, right? I would do, yeah, thanks, bye. That's literally it. I'm on Dice. I get more spam. Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, none of this is going to be a sure fix, right? There is going to be spam everywhere. But again, I think being able to look and apply to jobs on Dice. And again, I think going back to the spam comment, and I think like in general, I think like this is where it comes in. Like, the more niche down you can be, Layer Jobs. There you go, Layer Jobs. I'm sorry, Layer Jobs. Go check out Layer Jobs if you're on the Laravel ecosystem, right? So, let's walk through. I wonder if I can like walk through creating a Dice profile. Let me see, just for let me see here. So, looking to hire tech talent, start your job search, right? So I'm gonna do software engineer. So actually, I'm gonna do specific, right? I'm gonna do AI, Gen AI, Gen AI engineer, right? And then I'm gonna type in Nashville, even though there probably won't be a ton, right? So, all right, so here's a few right here, right? Pretty simple, straight to the point. So there's 182 results when I type in Gen AI engineer and Nashville, and there's 6 new ones, right? So this person is looking here, right? So I'm gonna see easy apply, right? I mean, it's pretty simple, straight to the point, right? So I'm gonna do apply now and see what happens, right? I don't think here. I'm gonna create your so here. I'm creating this account for myself. First name Taylor, last name Dessen. Again, for those of you listening to this, I'm gonna regret doing this, but we're just gonna use my personal email. Let's go through here. Going to create my password. 'Cause I'm gonna do this. 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 I'm gonna do this All right. It already, it looks like I may have already had, let's see here. All right. Of course, it's not working. Oh, wait. There we go. There we go. I'm in. Right. So again, kind of the same thing. If you're in Dice, again, for those of you listening, I'm going over kind of what it looks like. You upload your resume, you upload your cover letter, right? And then it spits out to profile right here, right? So again, kind of a very traditional type of view from your profile perspective, right? Incredibly important, right? I also want to go, let me type in another one, right? I doubt anyone's going to email more than you already do. Yeah, 100%. Let's see here. I want to go to the comments here. Mark comes in here. Crazy pain. That is a good point. I have my professional email, then I have my email that gets all the spam. Sad we have to do it that way. Yeah, again, like the job search is never going to be let's see here. Create a job or use yeah. Do as I say, not as I do, Emre. Don't use your real email. Let's see here. What's the difference between applying directly to a company's job site, i.e. IBM, versus a generic job board? Okay, so this is a great question by Sebastian. Glad you brought this up. Again, if you have any questions, please ask them. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm pretty much I'm just rambling at this point. Use job boards. Use ChatGPT. Niche down. Try to find the job board you want. If you want job boards to start, I would do Dyson Wellfound. That's what I would start. So what's the difference between applying? So here's the deal. I've had this question a lot. I've talked with engineering leaders. The big thing when it comes to this is that there's a lot of spam out there, right? One of Pragmatic Engineer's latest blogs is he talks about how there's like on average 1,000 applicants per job. Like right now, it's one of these things where so when a company creates a job, what they do is they have an internal system where they can like write once and deploy all, right? Using software terms, if that's correct. So we have I'm going to create a React job in my internal system. I'm going to press enter. That then goes to the company site, and then that goes to all the other sites, right? Now, what I have seen and what I have heard from other engineering leaders is that right now they are only submitting their jobs to their company site because there's so much junk that they get from LinkedIn and all these other places to where they only look at their careers page. Now, you're probably like, well, Taylor, that is directly the argument against of what you're talking about. I'm not talking about applying via Dice. I'm talking about creating your profile so that recruiters and companies can find you when they use the Dice tool to search your skill set. Dice is still being used a ton when it comes to the recruiting side. Okay, let me confirm that one more time. When it comes to using Dice, I'm not saying submit your resume to jobs in Dice. I am saying to go to the company page and apply directly to the open job and let Dice be the place that companies and recruiters find you, right? So again, every platform has like a two-sided marketplace, right? There's the employer side and there's actually it's three-sided, right? So it's employer side, it's the recruiting side, and it's the talent side, right? I'm saying for you, create your profile, get it on Dice, and then just forget it in a way and let you have the opportunity to get caught up in the searches. Yes, it is tedious. It is very tedious, but that's the stuff that cuts through the noise right now, right? So prime example. So if we go back, so let's work through this exercise right now, right? So let's go to here, use Dice to find the jobs, apply. Exactly, right? So we're going to go here, right? So mProgen, okay? So we're going to go to LinkedIn. Okay, we're going to go to mProgen companies. Now, of course, mProgen isn't there. This is what I was afraid of. It's not going to work. So then my concern is then like, is that job fake or is it old? Right. So this is kind of what you have to cross reference, right? So right here, right? So let's do it. So it is funny, right? So I typed in Gen AI for people listening, the search criteria. This is why this is why it's tedious. Gen AI engineer in Nashville up to 30 miles. And then if you look at the rest, it literally pops up other remote or Irving, Texas, remote or Humboldt, Michigan, right? Remote. So the way Dice's algorithm has it is that they essentially pull the data. If you type in a specific city, they type in the data, or they bring you the data with terms. If it's remote, it's still going to pop up in the search engine, in the search you did, right? So all these are remote, which is really interesting. So that means there's actually no positions in Nashville. There, and which makes sense because Nashville's kind of behind the eight ball when it comes to tech, right? So if you're looking through this, hey, look, there we go, Randstad Digital, right? So what I would do here then is like, all right, well then I'm going to go to Laba Technologies, and I'm gonna so let's try this, right? LAIBA. Let's try this. There we go. Right. So here we go. Right. So then we go here. Right. And then what I would do is I would go to about, I would go to their website. And again, I know this is tedious, but this is stuff that cuts through the noise. Right. Okay. So they're a staffing company. Interesting. Right. So then what I would go is I would go to career. We go to career. Yep. And there's all the roles right there. So then I would apply directly here. Again, definitely it takes some time for sure, but it's incredibly important. Let's see here. That makes sense. So just make a profile in job boards and apply directly. Yes, 100%. But create a profile anyway. Yes, absolutely. Because again, when I'm an agency recruiting space is massive, right? Agency recruiting space is massive. And so for me is that you got to be on the sites that they're search on, right? Let's see here. You have to have two screens to be able to cross-reference off. It's literally checking to see if it's in the database or not 100%. Because then a lot of these websites probably don't update their data. So then you have to look if it's real, right? Nods in agreement. Fantastic. All right. So again, to recap, 30 minutes of just rambling. At the end of the day, it comes down to leverage job boards, niche down into your job board specific, right? Then create your profile in those job boards and then set it and forget it. You can use those job boards to find jobs like the exercise we just did in Dice. But my suggestion with you is I think it's an easier search, to be honest with you, just going to LinkedIn, search open jobs. Also, another thing too, this kind of gets into another stream I'm going to do next week, but I'm just going to show you this now for the people who are here. If you go to type in jobs and you type in, let's just say I'm looking for a Laravel developer job. You can type in the word Laravel developer here in the search engine, in the search bar in LinkedIn, right? And this is what pops up on the page for those of you listening on audio. When you type in this search bar on LinkedIn, Laravel developer, it brings up the people that could be Laravel developers. It brings in posts, right? So this person, Pedro, he's looking for a Laravel React person, fully remote, right here. That was 2 weeks ago. I'd still probably message him, right? Then it goes down to jobs right here, and then it gives you groups, and then it gives you companies. I actually think this search dashboard right here is incredibly valuable. It's very zoomed out, right? So let's type in another one. Let's say I'm trying to find a Gen AI engineer role, right? So we type in Gen AI engineer in the search bar on LinkedIn. Then look, jobs, people posting, right? So Michelle is looking for an ML ops person 2 days ago, right? So if you're an ML ops, I would just go straight to the source, message Michelle, right? There's another one. Sangamitra is posting 3 weeks ago that they're hiring a senior ML engineer at Adobe. right? Then you scroll down some more. Then if you want to connect with other people who are Gen AI specific, you can connect with them. Then they show the groups that you can join into on LinkedIn to engage with people, and then they show you more jobs. Also, as of note, if you went to a college or any sort of boot camp or whatever, it will automatically populate the people. So there's 313 alumni from the University of South Carolina at Deloitte, right? Again, I'm going to do a whole nother stream at this, but I would click that and go through and see who I know there. So again, incredibly impactful. I recently did a stream. I recently did a one-on-one with a director of engineering who's kind of niche, and we went through that. And he's like, I had no idea about that. So again, incredibly important. All right, that's all I got. Use job boards, create your profile, get very niche, let these work for you, right? Create your profile, make sure it's just like Torque. It's like I told you about Torque. Take 30 minutes and create your torque.dev profile. Make sure it's really, really up to date. So then the recruiters at Randstad Digital can find you. Same thing with Dice. Create your profile. Make it really, really, really niche. Make it really, really detailed. So then recruiters, agency recruiters who are using Dice can find you. Let job boards work for you. Anyways, y'all have a good one. That's all I got today. Heading to Atlanta to be with the team. Me and Jason are going to do our resume reviews this Wednesday. Live together. So that'll be a blast. So jump in the Discord if you want your resume LinkedIn reviewed, torque.dev/Discord. Otherwise, y'all have a good one, and I'll see you on social media. And for those of you in Atlanta, looking forward to our meetup Tuesday night. So hopefully this was a value to you. If it was, obviously would love if you could repost it, and we'll see y'all on the internet. Y'all have a good one. Peace.